All right, all you devils out there, Sam here with you a little after 1 o'clock here on Friday the 18th. So, of course, we're going to dig into Bitcoin and maybe spin around some of the major alts and see how things are looking. Bitcoin holding up surprisingly well here, I think. Now, so members, if any members here are catching this on YouTube, note here that I recorded 2 separate intros because I'm polling the members here for some feedback on some ideas and some things that we're considering. So if you're a member and you're catching this on YouTube, go over to the Discord and click the link there so that you should be participating in the poll. Right. So with that said, now if you're on YouTube here, we're looking for some some feedback from the members on maybe some new information, some new techniques, some new tools that we're looking at trading with here, based on what's happening in crypto. And the general premise being, I think the biggest risk, as I talked about in the intro to the members, is not so much that crypto is going away, but that we might just consolidate and drift lower and stay range bound for some time while the market goes through absorbing the impact of FTX. We're still very much unknown if there are additional shoes to drop. It's just no way to have any visibility. So there's just a general sense of, okay, well, let's just pause here for a second. Trading volume, of course, is way down. People are understandably nervous. I mean, I'm nervous. Everybody's nervous, right? So it's the unknown, right? That makes you uncomfortable. So, right, as you see, a lot of people pulling money off exchanges. It's a difficult time in crypto, right? But as I said in the other intro, and I'll just mention it here for the YouTubers, members, apologies. The whole FTX issue is not an issue of any inherent flaws in crypto or crypto's purpose. Now, there's, what about, God, I can't remember, I've lost track of how many, 16, 17, 18,000 cryptocurrencies. Are they all going to survive? Probably not. But my broader point being here, the flaw here, the problem here was human error. This is not something inherently flawed in crypto, or that crypto is going to be unable to, the strong projects, the projects that have a purpose and have a potential to solve a problem or create value or efficiencies, those projects will likely continue, and those developers will continue to grow and likely over time flourish and prosper. But right now we got all sorts of unknowns about regulation. Are these assets? Are they commodity? Bitcoin seems to be the one where there is clarity that we're talking about a digital asset and not a cryptocurrency or security. So I think Bitcoin will be the safest place to be. But it's not looking any better than the alts, right? Technically here. So I do have some new counts. So with all of that babble out of the way here, let's dig into the count. I guess we'll start here long term. What have I got here? Daily on the Brave New Coin. Now, this is an alternate count. And the market is kind of forcing this on me, if you will. Now, this is often the case, right? A whole lot of people disagree with me on this. My view here is that what's forcing our hand here is likely a 5, right? Likely, right? Now, we've looked at, could it be a sharp triple? There's a lot of ideas here. Can we say for sure that that the path here is lower, we're heading to the golden zone? Well, we can't say it for sure, but with this now, with the FTX, whatever we're going to call it, collapse, bankruptcy, what did Sam Bankman-Fried call it? A fuck up. Yeah, that's the understatement of the decade. So, but with all of that, I find myself going, we've looked at this. Oh shit, what's the best way to do it? We've looked at all of the ideas here. God, could this be a WX? And then we're going to go into something here. Is this the one? Is this the one? Well, if we work backwards, and again, I've been wrestling with this as well, looking for, could we have been done down here? There's a lot of reasons why if you've watched any of these videos over the last 4 months, a lot of thought that perhaps if we're going to pivot down here, oh shit, come here. If we're going to pivot in this zone here at this 50, okay, how could we get done here? Well, certainly as an Elliottian, this would be, well, let's just call it a very unusual finish if we were to be pivoting here at the 50. So you just start working backwards and you go, okay, well, if we're not going to be done here, right? So we had considered, boy, a lot of ways that we might have been finishing down here. Well, with the FTX news and the break of the lows here, you're just kind of forced to deal with what's here. So the market is kind of forcing your hand here as a technician and say, well, I got to go with what the market is showing me. And as I said, what's forcing, I think, all of this is this 5 this is so much. It seems much more likely to be a 5. So if we think about Bitcoin's preference, right, for the golden zone here, if this is going to be rally into a completed impulse and we're retracing to a 2, well, how are the ways that we could get there? Well, this is certainly one of them. That rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that we've gone 1, 2, 1, 2. It fits better in my view. All right, just take it for what that's worth, right? In my view, because the 5 is forcing this. And what I don't think, so what would be the alternate, right? If this is the 1, right, and we've got a 5 here, well, then we'd be looking at this going, oh, okay, well, A, B, C, right? That I'm not prepared to go there yet. I don't think we need to. Right now, if Bitcoin, if we were at 10K, 8K, if we had just continued to collapse off of the FTX news, maybe. But right now, this looks like we're headed to a shit. Where's the if this is correct, right? Where are we looking for it? All right, now that's not me. That's just a whole lot of Elliott Wave history saying, okay, well, it tends to be if they're going to pivot, that's where they tend to pivot. If this is going to be a 2. I just think with so much effort has been trying to get this thing to finish down here, WXYX could be maybe, I think what was always the most obvious was this was a 5. So then if it's ABC, right, you're thinking, oh God, we had here that we were thinking A, B, C, this, and then this. This is the simplest solution, which is often, after trying everything complex and wacky that you can come up with here, often it's the simple that ends up being the count here that at least at this point seems the most probable. So this is bullish as hell. If it's 1, 2, 1, 2, it's my hesitation with this count is that it's so bullish, right? If this is 1, 2, and this is the 1 of the 3. Yeah, I get you guys. I follow that, right? So if this is 1, 2, that 3 is going to be such a monster. It gets to be on the edge of, wait, is that even possible? 1, 2, and that's the 1? Well, it's from an Elliott count. I think it plays the best. The alternate would be, if we're going to do something wacky, would be that this was some sort of WXZ, which I have seen that count and I scoffed at it when I saw it. But now, given what's here, maybe ABC, right? Where this is, I think, the bigger problem, right? Is that a 3 and then ABC for a Y, truncating the Y. Okay, maybe, right? Maybe I wouldn't go there as my primary, but 1, 2, 1, 2 is so bullish. All right, I get it, right? So spare me the comment. I understand, right? So if this is the 1, 2, we're looking for a 3 up here, 1.5, right? But then if this is a 1, 2, well, here we can do it this way. If this is the 1, 2, that would be the 3, 4, 5 at this degree. So this 1, 2 is going to be 2, 6, 1, 8, even higher. It's very, very bullish. You can say, well, hey, Sam, given what's going on, how is it that you're posting the most bullish count you've ever posted? Well, it's not because I've become more bullish. It's just I'm reacting to what the market is kind of insinuating. There is certainly a lot of benefit here. I'll get off of this here before I babble. There's a lot of benefit in having this as a completed impulse, right? And not to mention the fact that it's spot on technically, right? If that's the 1, I remember when we were trying to figure this out. Look at the 3 here, right? So if this is the 1, we're going to have that very skinny 2. You'd be like, God, that's not much of a 2. God, what a horrible 2. But look where we go for our 3, 4. Right? There's a lot of benefit here, and when possible, I want to finish impulses in this kind of straight line rather than try and connect this, right? We looked at a couple of variations on this. Now, that's my preference, right? As an analyst, as an Elliottician, right? Not everybody agrees with that, right? And that's makes a market. So 1, 2, if this completes here, the 1, well, then the ABC here doesn't get so crazy. So even just a little basic TA down here, we do it this way. We start to see some confluence. Well, here's the 1618, right? So you can see the 3, we tagged it here. Now remember, that's A, B, right? That would have been an ideal spot, right? We considered that this being, oh, maybe that's the 1, this is the 2, and that we're gonna go, right? That we eliminate that possibility here with the sell-off from the FTX scandal. So A, B, this, boy, trying to turn that into a series of 3s, I think is, yeah, I think we're hitting the hopium pipe there a little too hard. This is a 5. It sure does look like it's a 5 now. And now that we've taken out those lows, it sure does look like it's heading for a 5 to finish. So what are the possibilities? 8. Well, we looked at them, right? 1 is, okay, the 1's here, and this is the A, B, C. That's 1. Well, if this is a, oh shit, what else do we have here? I mean, the others are all we've been looking at for the last 4 or 5 months. WXY, that doesn't fly anymore. If this is the one, a Herculean effort to try and make it into a WXYX, doesn't quite work as well anymore because it looks like we're working on an impulse here to finish. So just working through all of the scenarios here, this seems to be now the most probable. So from this pivot here, we've completed a 1. This is the 1, right? So A, B, now doesn't look like we're done, does it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but boy, that sure does, that sure does bring us in here at our favorite location for the potential 2 to have that line up for that C to complete that 2. Well, then just to add a little sweetener, if that's the 1 and if that's the 4, right? Very common, right? For an impulse for the 5th to have a relationship, right? To be at parity with the 1 from the projected 4. Now we're not there yet, right? And that would be the 100. We'd have the 1, so we'd have this range here. Down to the, I'd use here, I'd actually put the 707 on. I'd go platinum here, right? So we'd have multiple targets down here. Here we're trying to pick up the algo, but if it breaks, we wouldn't invalidate the 2. So you see here the 1618 would be right at the 764, 786. Here's the 707. So you've got a pretty good wall down here of potential support. Here, let's put it all in there. Well, let's just use golden zone for the time being. So you see you're picking up some of these pivots here. If I do it this way, right? So some of that structure, maybe, right? This whole pocket down here. Well, if this is what we're doing, we're going to go 4 and 5, right? Well, you don't have to sit here with a limit order. I would be comfortable buying there if it's offered. I'm interested. So, but that would be the safer way to do it. Get going right now. We've been waiting for that, right? It's been a lot of false breaks. Is this it? Oh no, is this it? Right? It's just been one potential pivot that is rolled over after the next, right? So remember here, we thought it was a triangle, right? We thought it was, oh shit, come here. We thought it was A, B, C, D, E, and then we were going to go, right? All of that was still to come. Okay, so with that said, oh, here, 13 minutes. I think this is one to be considering. You can see here as we're tagging this, just a technical reaction, but sure does not look like it's finished. 1, 2. And we'll dig on that a little bit later. Okay, so this would be, I think, a very real alternative that we had not done a deep dive on. This would be one to at least put in the mix. I'm not saying that we can say with absolute certainty that that's not what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not what I'm saying. This is something we haven't considered. I haven't considered it. And just allowing for this 5, but looking for this 5 to finish. I don't see another way to do it. Well, shit, I'm sure there are. And I'm sure people will tell me what they are. But right now, I think this seems to be the path of least resistance would be bring it down to the golden zone and see if we can get a reaction down there. Now, what that would give us, right, just not get off of here before we acknowledge, we'd have, if we get that, we'd have a golden corner with some pretty meaty targets up here, right, if we were going to go get Now, we're out in 25, 26, right? So the time horizon has been altered. Let's say it that way. Could we come out of this golden? Right, well, you'd have that. You're in 26, 27, right? So it may be that that's just what happened, right? We just got set back substantially in time. Okay, so thus the polling, right, to the members. Okay, so with that said, now let me, oh shit, how am I doing? 15 minutes here. Let's see what I got here. I think I've got it here. Okay, so let's go to, that's Brave New Coin here. Hang on a second. Let me find it. Now that I've figured out I can pause these. Hang on. Okay, so I'm over here now on a trading chart here. So this is a 3-hour on Bitcoin, BitGet, pardon me, which we use, right? That's how they sponsor us. Right? So, of course, I'm going to recommend them. Links directly underneath if that's of interest to you. That aside here, now let's see how we can finish this, because as it sits right now, right, well, you get the premise here that it's implying that we've got more to go here. So as it sits here, this is a count here. I'm sure many will disagree here, but we've got a candidate here for a leading diag into a 1 here. Is it gorgeous? Obviously, it's very, very ugly, but it's a candidate. If that's the 1, and we can go A, B, C into the 2, well, okay. Well, this could it be the 3 here? Yeah, it could be. We of course, then we'd have 3 shorter than 1, and we'd have to have a very short 4 and then a very short 5. Possible, yes. Do we want to count on Abby normal? No, we don't. So here, let's just wick off a few things here. So let's keep that wave 1 wicked off. At this point, now of course we don't have the 2 here, so you'd be kind of making a guesstimate here that some sort of A has gone in, B-ish, or some sort of complexity here. We still are seeking the 2. So let's see, I've got a 3-hour. Let's go to a 1 and see what we can make of that. Leading diag A, B, C into the 2. Now this gets a little gnarly in here with the volatility from the FTX calamity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I can complete an impulse here. Okay, of course, one thought would have been, 1, 2, there's the 3, but it's so shallow. And then off of this, we've just got a cluster F in here. So you can get a 5 up here. This looks like, oh shit, this looks like you'd have to go. Well, here, let's see. Well, shit, I don't know that it would matter. What you're after here is the 2, right? I mean, this could be, that could be a WXY. Oh, let's see, just out of curiosity here. Can we get a diag in there? It looks like 3 might be the shortest. Yeah, what? Okay, so you can't go 1, 2, 3, right? So I was thinking 1, 2, 3, triangle, 4, 5. It looks like you're going to have to go WX, oh shit. WXY and 1 ABC there. So you're going to have to go WXABC into this as a B. So well, let's label it, right? Now, can this fly? A, B. Can we get that? Not a great looking start, is it? Well, this just being a wick pump. We need legs here for this count to get any validity and us get out of here and not just roll over. God, is there something else here? Oh, that is ugly. Right, so, yes, what are we hoping for here? Some sort of a diag to get us out of here? A, B, C, right? I'd allow for that here since that's just a wick pump. You need to come out of here. It's not great, right? There is nothing pretty. Very little pretty in crypto right now. Certainly Bitcoin is not giving us any help here. What can we see with clarity? Okay, well, where's our friend, right? We got 707 here. Let's go back 1. Too much. Nothing, right? So I mean, there's just very little to work with here for a bull, right? Maybe you lean into that, but you've got breaks here, so you'd have to be here. You're kind of hitting the hopium pipe there. Where can we see the algo firing? On the sell side. All right, at least we're here in the zone. Bang, 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 hitting that 50. This being wick, no close above. So sell side still has the ball. If this is an A, well, fuck. Could we get an expanded B? Yeah, we could, but then it's just, again, it's just another, it's a big effort. If this is going to be some sort of a B and we're going to have to go up here like that, I don't know that I would be counting on that. But let's not turn a blind eye to the fact that we're in the pocket here. We know there's an algo firing there. It's going to stay short until we get here. What would that do to the count? Triangle B, we come down here. If that's the A, right, we can allow for an expanded B. But again, we're spending a lot of time with Abby normal, right? So we want to spend less and less time there and just say, boy, there's just not much here to suggest, okay, bottoming process is underway, right? So it just ain't pretty. It ain't pretty. There's no way around it. But I think for those of you that are holding, and I include myself in that group, if you're hodling here, really, barring exiting, which I'm going to assume you've not done, right, because you're still hodling, there's nothing here that suggests, oh boy, well, I'm going to take advantage of this great opportunity to be a buyer here with Bitcoin down at 15.6. There's nothing here that suggests that that's in. If anything, it looks like, one, we're trying to get a 2. Can we get a 2 here, right? Can we get something like this to give us something that might be shortable? I mean, can you short it here? Well, sure. It ain't pretty, guys. There's no way around it. All right, if you're a bull, well, hopefully, if you're a bull, the capital that's parked here now, you're not going to need it because you may not. The premise being, right, you're not going to sell it because if you were going to sell it, or if you're trading with leverage, you were stopped out or liquidated. So now you're just hodling and you're underwater. I don't know if you're underwater, right? I mean, last significant buy I made was like 2023, right? So I'm underwater. Not a bulk of mine is not, but certainly the last trade is deeply underwater. But I'm a hodler. I'm not worried about Bitcoin's future, but as I said in our little intro here and while we're doing that polling, we could go sideways to lower here for some extended period of time. Okay, so let me finish up here, 22. Okay, so let me, well, before we despair here and think, oh, well, this is not good news, there is one little bright spot here, and this is the ETH Bitcoin chart. Now, this is one of those charts where it was a couple things. One, I think it would be hard for any skeptic to look at that, any Elliott Wave skeptic or just crypto's rat poison. At least for the technician here, this is hard to argue with. So I've got just a beautiful, well, let's go with 1, 2, right? So it could be A, B, C, but right now I don't think there's any reason for us to think that. Now I'm doing this on, where am I? I'm on Binance on a weekly for ETH Bitcoin, right? So I'm going back to 2015 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, we're not going to argue about that, right? So perfect impulse, and then an A, a B, and then just a beautiful impulse for the C. I come down here. Oh, it's a slight front run on the 50 for a 2 to give us a candidate for a 2. If that's a 1, that's a 2. Oh. Boy, look how pretty this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a 1, 3 into the 2, 5 into the 3, perfect ABC into a 4. Here, this is the 200, the guiding EMA, right? This is 200, so we're above, holding. Looks like we're trying to finish the 5th. From this pivot, looks like we're working on that 5th. Well, if this is the 1, emphasis if this is the 1 and that's the 2, that's not likely to be the 3. Now, we looked at this a couple of weeks ago. A lot of people will consider this a bit of a proxy for the strength of the alt market, right? So if ETH is rolling compared to Bitcoin, typically this would imply good things for the alt market. Can we deduce that based on what we know is happening in the broader space just based off of this chart? Maybe not. But certainly if you're an ETH bull, this would be encouraging. Very encouraging. Now, again, it's weekly charts, slow roller. Look here, we're talking about peaking January of 24. So now I'm on a weekly. Let's go here. Let me get my crosshairs there. So let's see what we get here. January of 24. Right? So this potentially peaking 14 months from now, right? Can you stay patient with something for 14 months? Which again, that's back to, for members while we're doing that polling for some other ideas. Can you wait that long, right? A lot of people can't, right? So if you've parked money in crypto, just for lack of a better, or in alts, right? Can you wait that long? It's hard to do. It's got to be money you don't need. And so what's the downside? It's all the opportunity costs of parking that money where it's not producing revenue, at least now, right? On the assumption that you're underwater. I don't know your situation, but that's the risk, right? It's dead money. You haven't taken the loss. You haven't realized the loss until you take it, until you sell it. So it's sitting, but underwater certainly can turn around. But can you hold that long, right? Just for this chart to realize we're 14 months away. And that's if it realizes, right? There's no certainty, no guarantees in trading in any market. I don't care how good the count is. Nothing's guaranteed. But this is at least a little bit more encouraging for the alts to potentially recover over the next 14 months. There's that. And then again, back to what I was discussing earlier. I thought what have I got here? 4 hours. Let's go through over on BitGet all the futures, right? These are all the futures that I trade over there. If anything looks decent, well, there's Bitcoin, and I'm taking the Elliott Wave off, right? So we just done enough Elliott here. So I've just got the smart money concepts here from Sonar Labs, right? You guys know well. We work closely with these guys, and so we've got a little discount for anyone who's interested in the Sonar Labs SMC tools, indicators. It's pretty full featured here. Our link is underneath. We'll get you an extra 10% savings on that. It's in our link bio. So, but that said here, so if we look here, is there anything below here? Well, we've blown out the last order block here with this little, I should say, the last demand zone has been cleared. So there's really nothing below here as we look here on a 4 hour for where we might be. All we have is supply zones up above. Does that look particularly good? What does it look like? It looks like we're putting in a triangle, right? A, B, C, D, E. Right? If that's an E, suggests lower prices. So that's not particularly attractive, right? Where would the next trade be? We would need to come unless we've got fair value gaps and things here or something like that. ETH, now ETH we're looking a little bit differently. Of course, right? Almost identical. Impulse, triangle. Maybe, doesn't look particularly good. Looks like a whole bunch of threes here. Here's Ripple. I keep getting news flashes that good things are happening in that lawsuit, but that's not a great looking chart, I would suggest. What do we even have here, right? From the lows, A, B, C, got a clear 5 here. We've looked at a variety of counts on this. This looks like 3, 3, 3, 3. If that's a 5, we'd need an A, B, C here. So this would be one to be watching, right, for any sort of a retrace here to get, you can kind of see how that could play, right? Or get a nice little pop there for that structure for a B with a candidate, right? Depends how good the news is, right, for a candidate for that, right? If they get good news out of that lawsuit. Maybe wouldn't that be interesting if Ripple let us out of the FTX mess? Let's keep going. EOS, this is disappointing, right? I've got some of this, right? Just became long-term hodler. Breaking that pivot, there had been a good case for this to be a potential 1-2. That invalidates that. All right, so nothing here. This has to build, right? And this is kind of in that thinking of why we're considering, opening your minds up to some other assets or other ways to approach this, and that doesn't look particularly good. All right, we got a fresh low here, so whatever that was, right? So it ends. What we're gonna have to call this a C. So this is gonna have to be, whatever it is. We're gonna have to do this, right? Unless it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. Well, that could have more to go. This would be the most friendly. Uni, how are we doing over here? Well, this is just some basic, where are the 5s, where are the 3s? I got a 5, I got a 3. Looks like that's technical. Just out of curiosity. Let's try the 2s. You're in the pocket here. It looks like there's room for that to go. Nothing particularly attractive here. Same thing, although here, now on the 4 down in Uni, at least we've got a demand zone here shaping up here. So what you'd be, again, this is what we kind of were hoping to see on the others. Is that a 1? 2, right? We're going to have to break that and go 3, 4, 5. Right now, what? Well, we're out of log here, just making sure. Got to get on the other side of that before you start thinking on the bull side. Link. Well, looks like Link's in a range, right? So this would be something that would be very friendly to some of the sideways trading ideas we're going to talk about. There's Ave, not much here, same kind of thing, straight down, consolidating, right? Is not really, there's no, what edge do you have there, right? On all of these, you have almost no edge. Litecoin, this is a little more interesting. Let's open this up here because this just oh shit, where'd you go here? Let's go. So this is, I don't have, of course, I don't have full history here because we're looking at when this hit over on BitGet. Doesn't matter. We don't need it for this analysis. So here's our 4-hour. Litecoin, surprisingly, right? It's not as bad as others. Oh, right. So when you see this right here, what's the first thing that you think? Why is it stopping there? Right, that's the first thing I think. Well, is it this supply zone? Could be. That could be influencing it. What is the first thing you know I'm going to do, right? Why do we think it's stopping there? Right, that's why. Well, supply zone just makes it easier to take that short. Well, that worked out pretty well, but we're back for a second dip. Oh, same thing down here. You look here and say, huh, well, it looked like it was off to a good start. Why did it stop there? Why does it stop there? Get you right on it. Right? Doesn't matter, guys. Right? What's going on in the market? Nothing changes, right? It's not like, oh shit, too much volatility. We better turn that algo off. They never turn it off, right? It's always on, right? So we just go from golden zone to golden zone to golden zone. Just algo ping pong, right? That's all it ever does, right? It's the DNA of the market. Doesn't matter what else is going on. This algo dictates not why it moves, it's how it moves. All right, so there we go, guys. All right, a few things just to think about, right? So our friend here is still as active as ever. Is that a count that you can really lean into? Well, do you need a count to trade that? Well, what do you? Oh, what do we got there? It's 15%. What was it? It's going to be the same thing coming back. You know, if you're trading here, you got 19%, right? Do you need an Elliott? Do you need to be a master Elliottician here to sell that and buy that? I know, right? It's easier after the fact, right? When it's in there, you're like, oh my God, it's going to break the golden zone. It's going to free fall, right? Why? Why are you thinking that? Because this, right, is the target. Well, now you're thinking, oh, it's going to, we popped here. Oh, bulls have got it. They're going to go up here and get it here. Right, all day long, all markets. It's just, there's no market you won't find it, right? So it should be the first thing you look for. Okay, guys, there you go. A few things to think about. Members, I'll be getting that poll out to you as soon as I figure out how to do it all. I'll be getting that poll to you guys over the weekend here. I'm very, very interested in what you'd like to see from us here, but just more the same, some new asset classes or some new approaches, right? So that should be coming. Anyone who is a YouTube sub who wants to participate in that poll, or just to give us some direction, some feedback, feel free. You can join us for free, right? You want to participate. I don't know if you do or not, but I'd be curious to see what YouTube subs are thinking as well. Okay, guys, with that, I'll wrap here, and I'll be back on, it's either Monday or Tuesday, depending on the feedback. And then I'm very curious to see what kind of feedback I get on the polls, right? Maybe we'll take a turn there. Okay, guys, with that, I'll wrap it up. Wish you a good weekend, and we'll be back early next week. Take it easy, guys.